Original and RHOBH star indeed, Kyle Richards is having a hard time coming to terms with the concept of a revival of RHONJ. At this same moment, she is in the process of filming the 14th season of the series BH. That is the same season that New Jersey is currently in, and they are facing the possibility of a great deal of change and uncertainty. The question is, what exactly are Kyle's thoughts? Continue reading for further information. RHOBH reboot affects Kyle Richards, who struggles with it. Kyle Richards has been a member of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills since the show's premiere. On the other hand, she has frequently pondered whether or not she wishes to continue working there, or whether it is time for her to hang up her hat. The actress, who is also a mother of 4 children, has had a very difficult time for the past 2 seasons. In the 12th season, she and her older sister, Kathy Hilton, entered into a heated argument. Because their relationship was irreparably damaged, it took some time for them to even communicate with one another. During season 13, Kyle and Marisa Umansky, her spouse of nearly 30 years, experienced difficulties in their marriage. Since then, they have decided to end their relationship. It was said that in order for her to even return for season 14, she had to be entirely honest, but at that time, she was unsure of whether or not she was finished with the show. Despite the fact that she has agreed to come back, her friendships are in a precarious state, and a great deal is uncertain. There are a lot of challenges and cast separations on Real Housewives of New Jersey, and this is quite similar to that. Whether it be a complete or partial reboot of the program, there have been discussions over whether or not Kyle thinks it would be a good idea. As a matter of fact, she has been a part of the Bravoverse for the best part of 14 years. According to Monsters and Critics, she was asked her thoughts on a Revenge of the Nanny reboot while she was participating in an Amazon Live event. Kyle was asked by a fan, "Do you think that the Real Housewives of New Jersey ought to get a revamp with an all-new cast?" Kyle was given the following response. Upon hearing it, Kyle Richards gave the following response: "I am not sure how I feel about that. Sadly, I do not. To me, they are the program. They are the Real Housewives of New Jersey. I could not do without them. It is inconceivable to me to talk to new individuals." This could be due to the fact that she is about to enter her 14th season, and she would prefer not to be in the same circumstance where they reboot Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. At the conclusion of the current season, there will not be a reunion of the Real Housewives of New Jersey cast. As a result of this, viewers are left wondering whether or not this brings an end to the show. That is for a good reason, as Real Housewives of New York City went on sabbatical after the conclusion of season 13, which did not include a reunion. It returned with a whole new cast, as well as a cast edition of Right or Owning My Legacy when it was released. According to Andy Cohen, the season finale will be the moment when everything will finally come together. In light of this, it will become clear why there will not be a reunion for season 14. In addition, he mentioned that there would be a pause before any decisions regarding casting would be made. Would you agree with Kyle Richards that this is the ideal cast for Real Housewives of New York City, or do you think the program should be rebooted? It's not often that the worlds of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and the Real Housewives of New Jersey collide, but when they do, the Bravo universe pays attention. This week, that collision came in the form of Kyle Richards, Beverly Hills' longest-standing diamond holder, voicing her unexpected struggle with the ongoing RHONG reboot drama. The revelation came during an Instagram live Q&A when a fan asked Kyle if she was excited for the changes coming to Jersey. What started as a light question quickly turned into a candid confession that had Bravo fans buzzing. Kyle sighed before answering. "Here's the thing," she said, tucking her hair behind her ear. "I love my Jersey girls. I've known Teresa, Judas, forever, and I've met most of that cast at BravoCon or events. But honestly, watching what's happening with this reboot, It's stressing me out, and I'm not even on that show. The Jersey shakeup. Rumors about a RHONG reboot have been swirling for months. With tensions at an all-time high, fractured friendships that seem beyond repair, and cast dynamics turning toxic, Bravo has reportedly been considering a partial or full recast. Kyle admitted she's been keeping up with the gossip, more than she probably should. "I'm in this weird position," she told fans. "On one hand, I totally get why producers might want to start fresh. On the other hand, I've been on RHOBH since day one. The idea of losing the history, the real connections, the inside jokes, it's sad, even for me as a viewer." Kyle's personal connection. What many fans might not realize is that Kyle has a deeper connection to the Jersey cast than just BravoCon meet and greets. Over the years, she's formed genuine friendships with Teresa Giudice and Dolores Catania, texting them for advice, sending flowers during tough times, and even meeting up in person when their schedules align. "Dolores and I bonded over being the peacekeepers in our respective groups," Kyle said. "But we also commiserate about how exhausting that role can be. So when I hear that Jersey might be going through this big shakeup, I can't help but feel protective of them." She added that Teresa had reached out recently to talk about all the speculation. "I won't share exactly what she said," Kyle explained, "but I could tell she's feeling the weight of it all. And believe me, I know what that feels like when you're wondering if the show you've given years of your life to is about to change forever." Why it hits close to home. Kyle's empathy comes from experience. Rhobh itself has faced casting shakeup rumors multiple times over the past decade, with fan campaigns, social media wars, and heated reunion episodes sometimes putting the show's future into question. "People don't always realize how personal it feels," Kyle said. "You're not just losing a coworker, you're losing a piece of your life. You filmed weddings, vacations, arguments, breakdowns, all of it together. And then one day, you might not see that person on set anymore. That's tough." She admitted that the reboot talk was triggering memories of her own tense seasons. "I've had years where I thought, maybe I should walk away. But then I think about the viewers who followed our lives for so long, and it's hard to say goodbye. I imagine Teresa is feeling the same conflict right now." The fan divide. As Kyle spoke, the live chat was flooded with comments from Bravo fans. Some agreed that change was necessary, writing things like, "Jersey's been in a stalemate for too long. Time to freshen it up." Others were adamantly against the idea. "If it ain't broke, don't fix it. The drama is the show." Kyle nodded as she read the comments. "See, this is exactly what I mean. There's no easy answer. Bravo has to balance keeping things entertaining without losing what made the show special in the first place." The sisterly parallel. One particularly interesting part of Kyle's perspective came when she compared the RHONG reboot talk to her own complicated relationship with her sisters on RHOBH. "When you mix family with reality TV, you're signing up for double the heartache," she said. "I look at Teresa and Melissa Gorga, and I see echoes of me and Kim Richards. Once certain lines are crossed, it's hard to come back from that. Sometimes, the only way to keep the peace is distance." She didn't explicitly say that distance meant a reboot, but the implication was there. A call from Andy Cohen. Halfway through the live, Kyle revealed that Andy Cohen himself had called her recently to talk about the Bravo landscape in general. "I'm not saying Andy spilled any tea," she clarified with a grin. "But we did talk about how each city has its own unique challenges. Jersey's challenge right now is, how do they keep the intensity without burning it all to the ground?" Fans in the chat begged her to share more, but Kyle just laughed. "You guys know I'm not about to get on Andy's bad side. I survived too many reunions to risk that." Kyle's advice to the Jersey cast. Before ending the live, Kyle offered a little advice for her East Coast counterparts. "Whatever happens, own your story. Don't let fear make your decisions. If it's your time to step away, do it gracefully. If you stay all in. Viewers can tell when your heart's not in it, and that's when things fall apart. She also reminded fans that reality TV is just one chapter of these women's lives. The cameras stop rolling eventually. What matters is how you feel about yourself when they do. What this means for the reboot. While Kyle doesn't have the power to stop or start a reboot, her public comments add another layer to the conversation. Coming from one of Bravo's most respected and longest-running housewives, her words carry weight, not just with fans, but possibly with the network itself. Whether Bravo takes her sentiment into account or not, one thing is clear. Kyle's emotional reaction shows just how intertwined the Housewives universe really is. These women may be separated by coasts and storylines, but the bonds and the battles are universal. The final word, for now. By the end of the live, Kyle tried to lighten the mood. "I should probably stick to worrying about my show," she joked. But hey, once a Bravo fan, always a Bravo fan. I'm invested like the rest of you. Still, her furrowed brow as she signed off told a different story. Kyle Richards might live in Beverly Hills, but her heart is clearly keeping one eye on New Jersey, and she's not loving what she sees. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.